3.5 years ago, I bought this, the Top Gear star in a reasonably priced car, the Kia Cee'd. And today, I want to share with you my experience of owning the car, including the things I like about it and the things I don't. So let's get out on the road now and find out what it's all about. First things first, harnesses. Now, if you've ever owned a car with bucket seats and harnesses, I'm sure you'll find it fun. But what you might also find is it's an absolute faff when you just want to get out and go to the shop or get to work in the morning, having to buckle up and make sure everything is locked in place. And then usually, just as you are strapped in and ready to go, you realise there's something down there in the footwell that needs picking up, and then you've got to start the process all over again. But anyway, let's get going. Now, one of the first questions I get asked about this car is it the actual one off the show? Well, the answer is yes, it is. And let's be honest, it'd be an odd car to build a replica of. In fact, there were 3 cars that were used for filming. There were 2 with manual gearboxes, and there was 1 with an automatic, which is this one. Now, if you ask me which is the real one of all the 3, it's this one, because this is the car that was registered with the number plate LC10PHF. So if the other manuals are out there somewhere, then they clearly have different number plates on them. The next question I'm always asked is it fast? Well, the simple answer is no. It's very slow. It has a 1.6 litre naturally aspirated engine, developing 124 brake horsepower, or at least it did when it was new. Couple that with this very sluggish 4-speed automatic gearbox, single clutch or torque converter, I'm not sure. Whatever it is, it's slow. Yeah, all of that put together makes for a very, very pedestrian ride. Oh, and the fact that it's got the big heavy roll cage in it probably doesn't help either. So it's probably slower than a normal Cee'd. I then usually get asked by people, how did I come about owning the car? And I wish there was a really glamorous answer to it, but unfortunately there isn't. The car was actually for sale on eBay. And yeah, I was in a pub with a friend the night the auction ended. One thing led to another. I placed a bid or 2 and I ended up buying the car. And actually at the time, I was planning to move to Germany to live there. I do actually live in Germany, in Berlin, rather than in the UK. Already knew I was moving, but yeah, opportunity to own a piece of Top Gear history, and I had to take it. So yeah, I bought the car and it stays here in the UK. I did consider taking it across into Europe, but obviously it's right-hand drive, and actually I think it's just more appreciated in the UK. There's a lot more car shows, cars and coffee, and people love it when they see the car out and about on the road. So yeah, it's going to be staying here for now, although I would like to do a road trip in it. Not really decided where yet, maybe in Europe, but I also fancy something like the North Coast 500, as I've never done that before. So maybe one day. And in terms of mileage and maintenance and things like that, well, I bought the car on 12,000 miles. I think it may be 12,500, and it had done around 1,800 miles during its time on Top Gear. Everything after that was in private ownership. And yeah, it was never actually owned by the BBC. It was owned and maintained by Kia's press and marketing team. So despite it having what was probably a hard life on the track, I would like to think it had been looked after properly. And actually nothing to report in terms of issues or maintenance. It's flown through every MOT. In fact, it got an advisory this time round for a CV boot. I think that should have been a fail if I'm honest, but I need to get round to change that at some point. But other than that, absolutely nothing. It came with brand new tyres when I bought it. I did an oil change on it last year, just a few thousand miles ago. I made a little video of that if you want to pop back and see it. But yeah, absolutely nothing to report. The car is bulletproof reliable. The air conditioning could do with a regas, but that's just general maintenance. Apart from that, absolutely good as gold. And yeah, I have been asked a few times by people if I want to sell it, but the answer's always been no. I mean, everything's for sale if you offer a high enough price, obviously. But the truth is, if I was to sell this car, I would just go out and buy another car. That's what I would do with the money. So then the question becomes, what would I actually swap it for? And I can honestly say it would have to be something pretty special, because to me, this car is one of one. And I used to watch Top Gear religiously every Sunday night growing up. So I've got a lot of fond memories of this car. And even when I was at university, I used to sit there with my housemates and we'd watch Top Gear every Sunday night when this car was on TV. So for me, there is a bit of nostalgia there. And therefore, it would have to be a pretty special car if someone was to come along and make me an offer. So for now, it's staying where it is. The car's now done just over 27,000 miles, and all the time I've had it, I've really just used it for little weekends away, cars and coffee runs, trips to Goodwood, trips to Caffeine and Machine, etc. So I've never really been on a long journey with the car, but I would like to do so. Yeah, and I plan to just keep putting the miles on it. It's a car that I use. It's not a garage queen. I like to get it out and about. And let's be honest, it's not like a Ferrari where you're very protective over where you park it, etc. It is just a Kia at the end of the day. So I can park it in a car park or at the side of the street and know it's going to be okay. In terms of modifications, the car is pretty standard. So as you can see, it's got a roll cage, the bucket seats and the harnesses, which were exactly the ones that were used on the show. Other than that, the car is completely standard. Tires, brakes, suspension, none of that has been touched. It's all standard, and so it makes for quite an original car. And then there's one interesting thing as well, which is despite there being a roll cage in the car, the BBC decided to leave all the interior in place, unlike what you'd usually do when you build like a track car, which would be take all the interior out to reduce weight. Clearly, the BBC wanted to keep the car looking as original as possible, and I think that's pretty cool. It's a nice touch. I then decided to stop for a spot of lunch. Hello? Hello?
Hi, I'll be here shortly.
Ah.
Hi, have you ordered on the app today?
Sorry?
Have you ordered on the app today?
No, I haven't.
No problem, I'll get it for you.
Can I have a cheeseburger Happy Meal, please?
And the drink?
Coke, please.
Anything else for you?
No, thank you.
There's everything for you. Just try and prepare with me, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Hi.
Resources?
No, thank you. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Oh. And now for the most important question of all. What toy have I got? Come on. Double Fantasy. Anyway, not sure what that's all about. On to the burger. Well, that was lush. Haven't had a McDonald's in a while. Grateful for that. Yeah, so what's next? Not a lot, really. It's been a pretty straightforward car to own, and like I said, no maintenance issues. All I've done is drive it, tax it, MOT it and insure it, take it to Cars and Coffee, have fun, let people sit in it, let people take photos of it. Of course, I don't mind people jumping in it to get a photo. It is the famous Top Gear car, and also, like I said earlier, it's not a Ferrari, it's a Kia, so just jump in it, enjoy it. And I like how many people smile when they see it. They all recognize it. Even kids recognize it who weren't born when it was on Top Gear. They've clearly just been watching repeats on Dave or YouTube Shorts, and they've seen the car and they recognize it, and then they come running over. And I love that. I think it's really cool. Top Gear for me growing up was something really special. It wasn't just a show that I watched on a Sunday. I used to watch Top Gear on a Sunday like other people would go to church. I used to watch it and plan my whole day around being sat in front of the TV, 8 p.m. and I'd watch it for an hour, and then I'd spend the whole of the next day talking about it with my school friends or my college friends or my university friends, and we'd just be laughing all week about it until the next episode came up the week after. It was everything for me. And bear in mind, back then YouTube wasn't really a thing. It was always just silly cat videos. There were no big YouTubers like Matt Armstrong and all them that you have today, where you can literally follow whatever it is that takes your fancy. It just didn't exist. We had Fifth Gear, but that was a bit too pure. It was just about cars and whether they were any good or not. The Top Gear guys could have gone out doing anything and everybody would have watched it. If they'd have just gone shopping at Tesco together and walking around, everybody would have watched it, and it would have been just as funny as them driving around in 3 cars. I think that's what made it special. It was an entertainment show. It was way more than a car show. And they started off in the UK and then they expanded to all over the world. They went everywhere, and it was always good to see. You never knew where they were going to go next. The one that always sticks in my mind was when they went to the North Pole. Can you imagine them sitting in a little office in London going, right chaps, got an idea, gonna go to the North Pole in a pickup truck. And they did it. It's just incredible. Very, very, very warm. I hate the automatic gearbox. It's just that drone, that whine of it trying to climb the revs. Usually in the wrong gear. Gearbox has got a mind of its own. It's only got 4 gears to choose from, and it always seems to be in the wrong one, and you put your foot down and it's just like, oh, what do you want me to do? And then you can actually put it into a manual mode. You can knock the stick to the right and then choose which gear you want, which is good actually, because it does actually work. But in drive, in automatic mode, it is terrible. Anyway, that brings me to the end of this little video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. And if you've got any cool ideas as to what we could do next with the Top Gear C''D, maybe drop us a comment below. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, that's better. That's better. Way better. Oh, that's refreshing.